going to stabilize above and below. So this above and below is kind of like a standard thing. It's a long bone. We are going to immobilize the joint above and below. If it's a joint we're splinting, we are going to immobilize the long bone above and below the joint. So your partner's going to come in and they're literally going to hold, okay? Then you are going to come in, you're going to check pulse, motor, can you wiggle your fingers? You're going to check sensory, which finger am I touching? Okay, so you're going to check all that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to lay this board on the outside of the arm. Mind coming and holding. So the muscles in the humerus, to a slight extent, will tighten up. So we're going to use a little bit of the weight of the arm to pull a little bit of traction, just a little bit of natural traction, okay? Which is why we're just going to leave the arm hanging down, okay? So we splint it on the outside and we just leave it a little bit. So he's going to hold and I'm going to wrap. And we always wrap distal to proximal, okay?
Why do we always wrap distal to proximal?
Basically, because your body gets bigger as you go distal to proximal, okay? And if we were to wrap proximal to distal, we may be cutting, you're at a greater risk of cutting off circulation if you go in that direction. I'm wrapping snug, okay? I'm talking, you want to wrap as much of this as you can, going from where the elbow is all the way up to where the armpit is. So this is usually 2 rolls of 3 to 4 inch gauze. Now the board will be sticking out on either end, and that's okay.
Do you ever incorporate the galls into the ends?
Not this one. Okay, so now that I've done this, I just want to kind of secure this to the body, because remember, we have to secure the joints above and below, which would be the elbow and the shoulder. So to do that, I need to do a sling and swath. Now, I don't want to put pressure on the elbow, right? Because then I'm going to be jamming the broken bone back up into, the broken bone ends together and causing all sorts of damage and horrible, awful pain and everything. So this is when we're going to do a modified sling. It's the same concept, only you have the cravat folded up like this. So we're going to just bring the patient's arm up over his chest, and you're just going to catch the forearm. And you do it exactly the same way, okay? So I tie my sling, I pat it, and then I come around and I'm going to do a swath. Because the board is here protecting this injured limb, it's okay to put the swath on it. To do the swath, I go under the non-injured arm, I hook the wrist, and I go over top of this injured one. And if I tie right here, again, I don't need to pad the swath. And then I'm going to reassess pulse. Can you wiggle your fingers for me? Which finger am I touching? Okay. Questions about this? Yeah.
So where would the breaks be for this one? Like an elbow? What does that mean, an elbow? So just
This is humerus. This is all I showed you is humerus. So it's literally in this bone right here. Somewhere between the elbow and the shoulder. Somewhere in here, this is broken. And you'll see literally, like, lots of times some sort of deformity in here, because the biceps and the triceps will just knot up when you don't have this structure.